Hey, hi, how are you? Good to see you. If this is the first time you're seeing any of my videos, I'm Zilah, like xylophone, but with a Z. And I talk about everything Orange Theory because I love it. And I talk about everything nutrition because, well, that's helped me too. But I'm coming on here today to talk to you about something a little different. If you are brand new to Orange Theory or you are using all these videos because there are a ton out there and you're trying to decide if you should go or not, I see this a lot on the message boards or people who are like, I don't know if I should go yet. I see a lot of people who feel nervous or anxious to go because maybe everybody in there is, more of an athlete than they are, or there's no way that they could run or do the rower, like when they see what we're supposed to do. I hear a lot of people who say, I don't know if I have the physical fitness or the ability, and I don't want to be judged or made fun of, or for people to look at me weird, or to think I'm a total loser in my workout. I'm here to tell you that I'm on a lot of message boards for Orange Theory, through Facebook and Reddit and Instagram, and I have to tell you that the community is one of the most positive, most uplifting, most encouraging, supportive communities I've ever been in or a part of in my life. Everybody there is really just focusing on themselves. That's what it's all about. You see somebody next to you and you start to know people and you start to know maybe who's a fast runner, but it doesn't matter because you're really working on yourself. And when you reach your goal, when you hit a new PR, whether that's going from power walking to jogging for the first time, the coach and everyone around you is going to support you and applaud you and encourage you and be so excited and celebrate in your success. We have people in our studio who've gone from a 13-minute mile, it took them 13 minutes to get through a mile, and then their time has gone down to 10 minutes. And we're all high-fiving and loving on that person because what an accomplishment. I started at around a 10-minute mile, and I got to an 8, down to a 7, and have continued to go. And there are people who run way faster than I do, for sure. But they're still applauding me and congratulating me and high-fiving me. And of course the coaches are stronger than I am and they can row faster, better, stronger, whatever. And they still come and help you improve your form, and they help you get better and stronger. That said, there are like maybe 10 people of the 100,000 people in Orange Theory who aren't as positive. I got my first a mean note, and it didn't even occur to me, you guys. I didn't even realize that this person was being mean until they wrote me again and said, no, I'm being mean to you. And I was like, oh, never occurred to me because everybody in Orange Theory has always been supportive. And I have to tell you that that's the culture of Orange Theory, and if you aren't experiencing that yet, well, find a new class time to go to or something, because if the people around you are not supportive, they're missing the point of what Orange Theory is about. So I'm going to read this to you because so it was a comment on my Orange Theory. Oh, it was in my one year of Orange Theory. And so what I did was I just happened to have pictures and videos and clips, and just when I traveled to different studios, and I just put it together in a little compilation of just my transformation over the year. I had a really great transformation. Of course, it wasn't just Orange Theory. I dialed in my nutrition, so that's important. It's 80% nutrition, 20%, I like to say just Orange Theory, but 20% exercise. But if you're going to do exercise, just do Orange Theory. It's the fastest, or not fastest, it's the most efficient, well, fast efficient. It's a 50-minute workout. The most efficient total body workout. And it's just that you don't have to think. You just show up and do exactly what the coaches say and do your best, whatever your best is. And your best may change some days. I've had days where my best is just not as great as what my best was before. You just show up and do what you can do. Anyway, so I got this note, and this is from Amy. Amy Smith. I don't know if that's her real name or not, but it could be. And she says, and so I read it. I've never set foot in a gym. This is how I read it. I'm going to read it to you the way I interpret it. Like, this is why texting and emails, like if you're going to have a relationship with somebody, make sure you talk, right? But anyway, I've only received anything positive ever on my Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, whatever. Reddit posts, only positive. I've never had anybody say anything negative, so it never occurred to me. I've never stepped foot in a gym or attempted in any personal physical training before the first time I went to Orange Theory. I was like, oh yeah, I get that. I've been there. First time I get over 2 miles, and this was not close to my full potential because I ate before this and I didn't feel good. If you can't even run a mile in all the time they give you, that's just sad. I basically had orange and red the whole time, no other colors, and I didn't even care. That's why I read it and I was like, oh, like, support yourself. Like, she, I thought she was like kind of putting herself down. Like, I mean, she got over 2 miles, but she feels like if she can't even get a mile, like that would be, embarrassing or sad. She was in orange and red the whole time. She didn't care. And so I wanted to say to her, well, like, that's okay. Like, keep going. So let me see, what did I write? I was like, so I wrote back, congratulations on your first class. Yeah, probably most of us can run like maybe 2 to 4 miles in class, but it's definitely dependent on the template. Some classes are designed with the less treadmill time. And of course, if someone's a jogger or a power walker, if it's a 3G class, because I know people in the 3G classes do, you only get 15 minutes on the tread, maybe. Anyway, the beauty of OTF is that everyone is there for themselves. So they're elite athletes exercising along newbies, and as you go more frequently, you'll see yourself improving. Because I think I just read it as like she was maybe a little disappointed in herself. You'll see yourself improving your speed and distances. Where's your home studio? Because I love asking that because I travel around. And so some of you who have communicated with me on Facebook, on Instagram, Reddit, and on YouTube, I've actually met you in your Orange Theory studios. I'm going to be in Florida, in Miami, coming up very soon, and in Nashville, Tennessee. And so I'm excited to see everybody in those studios. And then I wrote an extra one because I was like, to talk about the orange and red, because always people talk about the heart rate zone in the beginning. So I said, you'll see your graph changing like that day you get the perfect pyramid, because everybody talks about that perfect pyramid, and you'll get excited about it. And most of us start in the orange and red because I was like, don't worry, everybody starts in the orange and red. So yay for the best workout ever. So that's what I wrote, and then later I was kind of like rethinking about it, and I reread her comment, and I was like, oh, what? Because I was wondering like what she was saying something, and then all of a sudden I realized like she might have been talking about, I have a video in my in that compilation. My sister was the one who got me to start Orange Theory. And so, oops, sorry, just fell on the chair. I'm in an office library. This isn't not my house. I'm in like a co-working space today, and I had to come on and talk about this. Okay, so my sister's the one who got me to, my sister and a couple of friends kept saying, do Orange Theory, you've got to try it. And I never felt like I was strong enough or physically fit enough. I mean, I wasn't. You can see my before picture. I was not. But anyway, and so when I did, every day I would send my sister my Orange Theory report, and every so often I would send her a video message. And I sent her this one video message because I was so emotional and taken aback by my 1 mile run. It was a benchmark day, so it was my very first Orange Theory benchmark. So it was like maybe 2 or 3 months into my Orange Theory. Prior to that, I knew I was at about a 10-minute mile, and I had just run a 7-minute, 42-second mile. It was the fastest mile I've ever run in my entire life. I mean, as much as I know, in my entire recorded history of running. And I was blown away that I've, had improved and gotten strong and all of that. So then I started to think, like, why did she say, like, that's just sad if it takes you a whole thing to run a mile? And I was like, I bet she thinks that I was saying that I ran just a mile in my Orange Theory workout. So I wanted to clarify. I said, hey, I just reread your comment, and maybe you're commenting on my happy tears. If you see the video, I'm like crying because I'm so emotional about it. It was the mile benchmark day. Oh, so I just told you all this. So this is basically what I said. But like you, I hadn't been exercising very long, and I was still new to Orange Theory and working hard to get stronger. And a sign of getting stronger is when it takes a bit more to get into the orange and red. Because I talk about in my thing that I was like, I assumed as I was going through the class, I assumed that my report was going to be very orange and red because I had run that mile so fast or so hard. I mean, some of you out there might say that's not fast, and some of you will say that is fast. We're all different, right? Anyway, for me, 7:42 was like what? At the time. Anyway, and so I assumed that I was going to be like all orange and red, and then when the board went up, I would, you know at the end how they show everybody, and I was so surprised to see I really got that perfect pyramid. So it was just like two exciting things happened in that one Orange Theory day for me, which is what I was just telling my sister in that video, and I was just happy to share it. Anyway, what did I say? Anyway, so it's why, and at the end of the full video, I show my first Orange Theory report and then like an average Orange Theory report from a year later. And what's exciting is, in the beginning, it's all orange and red. And now it's rarely red, it's the pyramid. Anyway, so I told her that I show that, but that we get, anyway, it's a sign of you getting stronger. And anyway, I said, I'm so happy you found Orange Theory. It's the best. And the mile benchmark is coming up in July 10th. So I hope you'll get a chance to go to class that day because it's so exciting to see, each month when you do those benchmarks. Again, I was just like, hey, you probably thought that I was saying I was doing a mile. Actually, it was that. That's why I was so emotional. And her message back. So she wanted to let me know that, no. I was being mean to you. She says, okay, so first off, and she has it in bold. I didn't even know you could bold in YouTube comments, but I'm going to have to figure this out. Chill the F out. You wrote way too much over one comment, and you even liked it. Well, I did like it because I thought she was like saying like my first time Orange Theory, and I wasn't even strong. And so I was like, well, good for you. And then I'm not so good at figuring this. You finna get your beep ass beat someday if you keep talking this shit. I'm gonna beep this out. I just beeped it out. Don't act like you're the bigger one when you flex on the internet and someone calls you out for it. 'Cause you ain't. Oh, 'cause you ain't. It's like in capitals. I'm way bigger than you simply from sports, and I can guarantee you that I'm bigger in the brains department too. Obviously, because I did not catch that she was being mean. Either your dumbass can't figure out when to speak or when to listen, or this fitness thing has got you and your blood sugar is as low as your IQ. Now listen, I may sound like the bad person here. But I feel you have escalated this conversation to the point we are at now, and I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to bring it back down. I'm going to bring it back down and make this come to an end. No need to respond, obviously. But I'm talking about it now because I want to share something, and I'll tell you why I'm sharing this here. No need to respond, bring any attention to it like I'm sure you plan to at home, and just accept this. I was never trying to hurt anyone, and now I get this. And still I'm not trying to hurt anyone. I just saw this as a major flex, and it was not even impressive. On another note, I agree that Orange Theory is great. Okay, so why am I talking about it? Because I know that a lot of you go through and read these comments, and I know if I were just starting to go to Orange Theory and I saw a comment like that, I'd be like, oh gosh, like I don't want someone to judge me and put me down in my classes. And I'm going to tell you that Amy is one of 10 people that exist in the community of hundreds of thousands of Orange Theory goers. And of those 10, they move around. You might run into a few of them. I mean, the maximum you'll ever meet are 10. There's only 10 people like that who would put somebody down for being excited about reaching a personal best. Whatever that personal best is, I'm telling you, if you are a power walker and you start jogging and you are able to jog for a minute as you're all out, that's your personal best, and we support you, applaud you, and are happy for you. And only Amy is not going to be happy. Well, she doesn't want you to brag about it, but I'm telling you that you can, and that every other person in Orange Theory is going to say, yay, congratulations, so proud of you, great job, because we're all getting stronger in our very best way, right? And that's what it's about. And there are going to be people stronger than you. There are definitely people stronger than I am now, but I have gotten so unbelievably, incredibly strong over this past year, and it's been an amazing, amazing journey to see what my body is capable of doing, because I've never been this strong before. And everybody in my studio says the same thing. Like, all of us feel that way. And we're all at different levels, and we're all at different spaces. And there are big elite men who run 12.0 like it's just a little jaunt in the park, and they just add incline, until they're running at 15% incline. That's beyond my level right now. Maybe someday I'll be there. But and there are people who run significantly slower than all of that, or they're power walking, and there's nothing, we don't compare. We don't say, well, Joe only power walks and Brandon can run, 12.0 at 15%. So obviously we just say, great job, Joe, like you hit a PR today. And that is the community of Orange Theory. And if you ever see somebody who's being less than that, they just haven't received all the endorphins and serotonin and good adrenaline and stuff that goes through your body from Orange Theory. Because the more you start going and the more you start feeling amazing, it's only possible to be kind and good. And if you find yourself judging somebody else for anything, for their speed, for their level of effort, you don't know when somebody's coming into class what's going on and why their level of effort might be less than or different. You have no idea if somebody's working through an injury, if somebody's just having a rough day and they just feel like they can't run, if somebody's tired, sore, if they didn't get enough sleep last night. There are times that I come in, I've been awakened 3 times in the night by my toddler, but I don't want to pay my cancellation fee, and so I show up to class, but I'm just a little more tired than normal. So you just can't judge where somebody else is, and Orange Theory really focuses on focusing on yourself. You're just looking at your own self. It is fun over time as you get to know people. You might challenge each other, but you don't challenge each other to do what you're both doing. You challenge what you can do. I run next to a guy who is, his push pace is like 10 and 11. That's not my push pace, but he knows when I'm not at mine, and he might look over at me and be like, where's your push pace? But he's not judging me based on his push pace. Does that make sense? So anyway, we all are going to continue to support, but if you find yourself, judging or evaluating somebody else based on what they're doing in class, what they're wearing in class, how their hair is styled or whatever, you've missed the point of what Orange Theory is about, right? It's about you, and it's about you coming in and getting strong. It's about you getting to your best self, whatever that is. Each day, if you listen to those coaches and you do that little bit extra that they ask you to do each time, and if each time you go in with your own goals, if last time you were doing 15s for the bicep curls and this time you decide to try 20s, even for 3 of the reps, that's amazing, and that's you going in and focusing on you and doing your best. The goal is for you to get better every day. The goal is to focus on yourself. And if you find that you need to judge and evaluate and put somebody else down for their efforts or for their, great success, whatever that is, just take a look at yourself maybe. Take a look, you hear that all the time. If you're looking down at somebody else, or you're having to put somebody else down, or you're being unkind to somebody, then, you take a look at yourself and see, like, what is it in yourself that you need to put somebody else down, or make fun of somebody for. I think that let me quote it right. Don't, when you're flexing on the internet and someone calls you out for it, you should not act like you're the bigger one. The thing is with Orange Theory is you are allowed. You're allowed to tell people when you are hitting your personal best. So let me just kind of finalize up if Amy is watching. So I started at a 10-minute mile. That time when you were upset with my emotional crying to my sister, that was a 7:42 mile. By the way, in between there I had done like an 8-minute mile. Then I went to a 7:04, then I went to a 6:55, then I went to a 6:40 and 6:33. That's where I'm at right now, and I'm gonna flex that. I am proud of that. I've worked very hard to get there. And if you're somebody out there who's watching this and you're like, I am not even close to a 6:33, I am like at 13, hey, that's okay. That's okay, because that's where you are, and all you're going to do is get stronger. So if you're at a 12-minute mile, your next goal is to get an 11 something, right? Get sub 12. Just keep keep taking it down, right? Your goal is to just get a little bit better. One of my miles, I went from 7:04 to 6:55. That's not even 10 seconds difference, but I beat it, right? And so that's all it's about. And you have every right to flex anything you want on social media, especially about Orange Theory. The Orange Theory community is the nicest, most supportive, most encouraging community that I know of. And if you're getting notes from, if Amy Smith happens to reach out to you and make a statement on your post, she just hasn't gotten all of the good endorphins and good feelings from Orange Theory yet, or she hasn't discovered the beauty of what Orange Theory is, and that is a supportive, amazing community. And so if you're on the fence about joining, and you happen to see that comment or something and you're a little nervous, I promise you will find that good community. We're all there for you. Everybody supports everybody there across the nation. I mean, I get nice notes from people in Australia, Israel, all over the US. You get so much support from all over. Don't let the Amy Smiths of the of the community throw you off. There's only 10 of them. There's Amy and 9 of her friends. That's it. And the rest of them are all amazing. All right, lots of love to you. Go out there, do your best, be your best, whatever that is. Just be your best every day. Show up with your best. Love, love, love yourself. And let me know. I want to hear about your personal best. I love it. Whatever it is, I'm so excited for you, and I love hearing about people getting just a little bit better, a little bit stronger, whatever that is, all right? Have a wonderful, whatever you're going to do, a day, a night. Maybe you're about to go to sleep. Have good, sweet dreams. Have a great day. All right, signing off here. Zilah with a Z. Talk to you later. Bye.